sweeties. Sweeties
The
are
smell is so different from the taste until you taste it, and then the smell goes together.
Got you. Hello, Jen.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. And welcome to everyone that's watching. I hope you've got some drams to join us.
What are you drinking today?
We're going to try the Kavalan Concertmaster. Or is it Kavalan?
I would call it Kavalan. I think it's Kavalan.
I think it's Kavalan, I'm sure.
So yeah, sorry.
So this is the Concertmaster. Kavalan is quite new, but it's Taiwan's first distillery, first whisky. So it was established in 2005, so it's not been around all that long, but luckily it's in a tropical climate, so stuff matures there really quickly, so they were able to get stuff out really fast. This one has been matured first of all in ex-American bourbon casks, or American oak anyway, and then port casks. So tawny port, ruby port, and vintage port casks from Portugal. I've not tried this one yet.
The smell is lovely. It's like
it smells
really good, like really lots of tropical but very sherried, in depth, like really dark kind of notes in it.
Yeah, lots of vanilla as well.
I'm getting a wee bit of vanilla. I'm not getting as much like the tropical, like really like burnt pineapple and stuff like that. I'm looking for my
yeah.
There's a smell there, but I can't figure out what it is.
Oh, it's like treacle or molasses.
Yeah, like plum or like charred plums.
I've got some of their tasting notes actually. I can have a look. They say tobacco. I don't really know what tobacco smells like. When I get that in tasting notes, I've not really got much experience with tobacco.
I'll bring you in a packet.
I'll smell it, but I don't know. Tobacco always reminds me of the episode of The Simpsons where they grew tomatoes with tobacco inside, and they were called tomacos. And I remember at the time watching it, being quite young, feeling sick watching it, and still tobacco reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons. So I still have bad connotations of that in my head. But
it's to smell like not smoked tobacco, then it's got a smell that's quite dark and smoky, but not like a smoky like a peated whiskey or like a cigarette. It's more like a smoky, like toasted oak kind of smoke.
Really, I think I always associate it actually instead with like the smell of a cigar, which is probably not. That's also being smoked. Is it like that?
Closer to that than a cigarette, I would say.
I don't like the smell of a cigar. That makes me feel sick as well.
Like rich, smoky cardboard or something. I don't know. I'll need to go and puff some tobacco.
Go and get some nosing notes of your tobacco next.
Smell my tobacco.
They say cookie dough and brown sugar. Yeah, I get that. Jam, raisins, and prunes.
Yeah, definitely the prunes and the jam and the raisins. Actually, yes, agree on all fronts. That's so good. The smell is amazing. You should just smell that for ages, eh?
Oh yeah. I'm actually almost like not wanting to taste it in case it doesn't live up to the smell. It's made in Yunnan County, in Taiwan. And Kavalan is the old name for Yunnan County, so they've given it a wee bit of like provenance and history there, which I think is quite nice. The water that they use to make it is meltwater off Snow Mountain. Doesn't that just sound like a magical Disney film?
Wow, that's so cool.
So the whole like kind of flavor profile of all of their whiskies, they say, is got the richness of having been matured in a tropical, hot and humid climate, but with the effects of the sea breeze.
Oh, cool! So it's got like a higher angel share and all that chat, presumably.
Yeah, definitely. So I think they say something like 10 years matured there is equivalent to 30 years matured here.
Wow.
So yeah, that's why they don't have to mature it half as long. Their warehouses as well. They've got 2 warehouses there, and they're racked 5 stories high. And yeah, so they're incredibly like hot and humid, and so yeah, they don't have to mature things half as long there. Yeah, so the guy that started it, I'm gonna have to try and pronounce his name as another pronunciation to be murdered here. Mr. Tien Tsai Lee, but they call him Mr. T.T. Lee, which is nice and easier to pronounce, but he's an entrepreneur, and he came over and visited loads of distilleries in Scotland, and then he went to Japan as well, to kind of get tips and things before he started. And actually, the distillery, when they started building it in 2005, and they were finished in 9 months, which is what we always say about Deanston. When they closed it as a mill, it only took them 9 months to turn it around in the 1960s into being a distillery, and we always say that would be unheard of now, but actually they've done it in Taiwan from scratch, which is pretty cool.
Very cool, very, very cool. And you said, so is it matured by the coast?
Yeah, so Taiwan is an island.
Yes, but so obviously, and it's quite a small island, isn't it? So wherever they mature it, I suppose, is quite coastal.
Yeah, actually, I haven't looked up where this is in Taiwan. I should look, but yeah, it's by the coast, so.
It's it's a reason I say it's got that salty tang that totally makes sense when you taste all it. It's got that wee savouriness at the end. Similar
almost to Glen Scotia to me. It's like rich and thick, but it's still got that like fresh, like cooling note to it. Slange, I've not tasted it yet.
Slange, sorry, yeah, I went and
that's all right.
While you were talking, it's so good. It's got like I've got like tangy sour cherries and like dark cherries at the same time, and it's like sweeties but leather at the same time as well.
Oh, it has a sour note to it.
It does.
It's
love
really
that.
Nice. I was not expecting that.
Because you're not usually a fan as much of soury things, eh? Like
no,
and I love them, and that is like sour sweets. There's lots of depth to it as well. Like you can taste it's obviously whiskey, but it's like leathery and all those other kind of more adult kind of tasting notes that are not like sour cherries and sweeties.
Yeah. It's got like, this is going to sound wrong, but like almost a kind of like a roughness to it, but not rough as in like spirity or bad. It's got like a kind of I think that's the kind of sourness actually. Like the stick that you dip in the sherbet. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the red one. No, the yellow one. The yellow like stick. Oh, no, you know in the dib dabs with the 3 lots, and you've got the red one. Yes. That stick, it's got the roughness of the surface of that stick. Does that make sense? Yeah, totally. Well, I can see that in the sherbet as well, because it is quite sour. It's got that nice like that's really, really, I really like that. That's awesome. Yeah, they make gin as well. And it sounded really, really cool actually. They use kumquats, starfruits, and guava. Kumquat will be really good. Sounds really tropical. And guava as well. This one is non-age statement, and it's bottled at 40%. They first released this one in 2009, and it's been winning awards, and some of their other stuff's been winning awards as well. And their most recent one was the Kavalan Soloist Vino Barrique Single Cask Strength, won World's Best Single Malt and Best Asian Malt at the World Whisky Awards. Wow, best single malt's quite an accolade. World's best single malt from a Taiwanese whiskey, I know. Good crack. Well done, lads. That is good. Really good. Yeah. Definitely get a bottle of that. That's awesome. That's really nice. Really different. I'm really surprised by that. Totally. Yeah, well, thank you for joining us. And join us next time. Cheers. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Be sure to follow us on social media at The Grail Doon to keep up with our latest news, and check out our website www.thegrail.scot. Slange, and see you next time. We'll go with that. I'm calling it Kavalan, but that's absolutely there's no actual resemblance to whether it is called Kavalan, but I've heard other people calling it Kavalan. So if anyone wants to tell us it's other than that, carry on. We're probably wrong.
We could do the Nigella Lawson version of things, like microwave.
Yeah, microwave.
Microwave, the Kavalan.